So I got some comments on my Loki loop video, and I just wanted to clear the air when it comes to what is known about ancient giants and what is not known. So I got a comment from the D Clan saying that there is a supposed difference between horn placement when it comes to those with ancient giants blood, because Little Oars Jr. and Oars have horns growing out of the side of their head, whereas Loki and Harold have their horns growing out of their forehead. Does this matter? No, it does not, because we've seen various horn placement take place before when you look at the ancient giants on Onigashima belonging to the group known as the Numbers. Specifically, when you look at the one known as Enby. Enby looks exactly like Harold and Loki. He even has a more traditional flesh tone, and he has horns growing out of his forehead. The same thing can somewhat apply to another member of the Numbers called Roki, who seems to have horns growing out of his hairline, and he is green. In addition, I don't think flesh tone matters because Hacha and Kunyun have more of a traditional flesh tone like Enby, whereas the rest of the Numbers are more exotic like Oars and Oars Jr. So flesh tone doesn't really matter, nor do I think horn or horn placement matters, nor does horn shape matter, nor does horn color matter, because it's very different across various ancient giant characters and various Oni characters, because Page One, Ulti, Kaido, and Yamato all have horns growing out the sides of their head, whereas Black Maria has horns growing more so out of her hairline like Roki. So yeah, horn shape, color, and placement don't matter. And there is no sexual dimorphism present because females and males in both categories just seem to have horns growing out of their head in some fashion with no particular rhyme or reason to it. With that being said, too, we do know that ancient giants can be from other places other than Elbaf, because this was confirmed in SBS 49, as Oars is said to be from a different place. Now, what I have said in the past, and this may be true, Oars and Oars Jr. could have been cannibals because they both wear skulls on their person. Oars has 3 skulls on his loincloth, whereas Little Oars Jr. has a 3-skull necklace. And those skulls, based on their size, could only be those of normal giants. So that's a possibility. That's an actual possibility. Now, on YouTube, both S3P842 and the Will of Dreams did say that they believe that the skull on Onigashima could have been Oars the First. I have to agree. What's so interesting about that skull is that we know the island had a different name before it was called Onigashima based on the information that we find out in Wano. With that being said, too, the Will of Dreams further goes on to say, could giants be related to dragons in some way based on Loki having reptilian eyes, as I put out in my Loki loop video? This is something that's quite interesting, and I think this could have some legs in the future just because Vegapunk has had some involvement in bringing both of them back. We know he has recreated ancient giants somehow, some way with some members of the Numbers. And we do know that he has resurrected dragons before with dragons 13 and 21. So it's very likely that this is the case. Ancient giants and dragons may have had some relationship to one another in the past. And of course, both of them have horns. What's also quite interesting between giants and dragons, and I'm not sure if this is going to go anywhere, but they all have been different colors, as ancient giants have come in a variety of colors, and dragons too have come in a variety of colors. Dragon 21 is green, Dragon 13 is red, and then the Dragon from Monsters is black. So that could mean something, I'm not sure. And then we've had dragons with different eye color before. Dragons 21 and 13 have similar eyes, whereas the dragon from Monsters has red eyes. So that could be because that dragon is a natural dragon, and the dragons from Punk Hazard simply are not. Who's to say? But I'm sure we'll find out in the future. But with that being said, give me your thoughts and tell your friends about Polypede. What?